let's talk about Malibu Horror Story. I first of all, I love Halloween. So during Halloween, I'm probably watching a horror movie every day, revisiting old favorites, catching up on like what horror films are coming to theaters, what movies could we review, obviously on the show. And Malibu Horror Story is in theaters this weekend. It is a found footage horror film, not unlike films you've seen before, like The Blair Witch Project. Malibu Horror Story is a little bit different. It takes place in the sunny town of Malibu, California. A bunch of how it's positioned is it's very meta in the sense of it's a found footage film inside of another found footage film. So you've got a bunch of kids, teenagers who've gone to this cave, and they're doing a documentary about a bunch of kids that 20 years ago disappeared in this cave. These horrible unsolved murders of these kids in this cave. They don't know how these kids met a gruesome end. And in the very beginning of the movie, we meet these kids and they say, "Hey, we've got all of our footage. Check out the edit." So one of the girls is like, "Hey, I made an edit. I think your name is Sarah." And Sarah's like, "Hey, check out the edit I made." And then they literally just show you so it's like you get 10 minutes of introduction of these characters, and then they show a movie in the movie. So you're watching the documentary that the filmmakers made in the movie about this found footage thing. So a kid, they're graduating high school. He's got like an old school camcorder, no, cell phone footage, but it's camcorder thing. They rent a bus, they get super drunk, they do drugs, they go out to the wilderness to kind of camp. They find these caves, and one by one, the kids in the found footage movie all get murdered horribly by some Indian spirits. And they really lean into the fact that this is stolen land. You're on the stolen land of this tribe. So they've got like in their documentary that's within the movie within the movie, they show all this footage, the Indians that were the originally at the land and how it was stolen. And I'll say this, I didn't feel sorry for a lot of these kids because I hate to say a lot of them come off as complete entitled assholes, which might make sense if you're familiar with the town of Malibu. No disrespect to anyone who lives there, but there are some people there that could be considered a-holes. I'm just pointing that out. So after watching their movie that they've edited within the movie, we then cut back to the kids about an hour later into it. And then the kids suddenly start to experience weird things, lights going off. Is it a spirit? Of course, they all get separated and maybe bad things happen. I probably over-explained it, but just so you know what you're getting into. I thought the film was average at best. I've seen this movie before. It's called The Blair Witch Project. This was done. I mean, one of the criticisms of The Blair Witch Project was that you didn't really get to see everything. It's shot on 16 millimeter. There's a lot of, everything is implied. Weird things happen, but you never see it. In Malibu Horror Story, they just show you the bad things happening. You'll see horrific ends to the characters. It's very bloody and gory. I wish it were more fun because I really just based on the concept, I was already sold on it. I know some people complain another found footage movie. I actually like those movies when they're done well. There's the series of found footage screen, they call them screen films. What is it? There's Missing and Searching. Searching with John Cho, which I think is very good. This isn't like that. It's a little different. It's a little more old school. But I think audiences are more sophisticated now. I thought this movie was fine. It was okay. You know what you're getting into. It's sort of like when you go to get a burger from a fast food place, you know exactly what you're getting. Can you tell maybe I'm like kind of hungry? So it's like you know what you're getting. And with Malibu Horror Story, if you've seen the trailer, that's what you're getting. It's fast food horror movie. It's fine. Nothing groundbreaking, nothing you haven't seen before. And just a decent horror film that's not going to change the world. And I don't know that it's going to necessarily start a franchise. But I do think the thing that I did like was that it was sort of like a found footage movie within a movie. So the meta aspects I actually like, and the fact that it's like, hey, I edited the movie, want to watch it? Boom, click, you know, and then we're watching the movie that they made in the movie, and then there's found footage, and they're documenting themselves with cameras, and we see them meet terrible ends, some of them. And that's it. It's very straightforward.